China is being threatened by President Donald Trump with new tariffs, all of this going on. And I just wonder how it's affecting us. People are saying on the text line and on the phone line, they're making changes. 651-461-9226. Diane, you are on CCO. Thanks for calling in, Diane. What kind of changes are you looking at?
Well, we were going to buy a new vehicle. We're not going to do that now, not only because it costs more, but because we're losing so much money with our retirement funds. My mom is 96. She's all worried because she's living on limited funds. Then, it's never going to get rebuilt. The economy is going to crash so fast because people are just going to stop buying stuff. It's terrifying. I feel like I did at the beginning of COVID, where I'm sort of bewildered. It's
such an interesting comparison, Diane. It's sort of the uncertainty, right? Because are you worried about the impact on prices that the tariff has, or is it more just the fact that when you have all of this uncertainty, it makes everything sort of a mess?
It's the whole combination. It's costing more because of the tariffs, being uncertain, it's losing our stock portfolio. We were going to sell a second home we have. Now, who's going to want to spend money to buy a new home? It's going to crash the economy. It's frightening, and it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, it is self-imposed. It's imposed by the policy for sure. Diane, thank you. Elizabeth is in St. Paul. Elizabeth, thanks for calling CCO. What changes are you making?
Oh, it's not me. It's my husband. He was supposed to retire at the end of the month. He has his cancer back, so he's supposed to start it in 2 weeks. So he was going to retire in 2 weeks. He's talking about working instead because of Trump, the fucker.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Elizabeth. I get it. Apologize for the language there from Elizabeth. You understand the rawness of it, but that's a lot for anyone to absorb, right? You were looking to retire. You were looking to cash out on your 401k. It's tough. Let's go to Mike. Mike in Woodbury. Mike,
hi there. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. Well, the changes I've been making though for this summer is that I wanted to kind of upgrade a bathtub in my bathroom because it's so old and outdated. It's going to cost somewhere a ballpark price of around $4,000. But I thought, now that the tariffs are that Trump is imposing, and for various countries and various products that tend to get imported that some of us have to depend on, for some of these accessories, I mean, now it's like I have to think about, I may have to put off this home improvement project until such time as known, until the economy gets better. And plus, I was planning on having a little summer get together with a few friends and relatives down in southeastern Minnesota where, we go fishing for trout in the Root River, which is very popular for fly fishing and kayaking and everything. Now, some of us are kind of in limbo. We don't know if we're going to have anything because, we don't know if the tariffs may affect us or whatever, and I might have to postpone that until maybe next summer, until some other things get better, though, because things are now kind of in limbo. I mean, I wanted to have a lot of money spent down there, and I wanted to having a little get together for us at one of the
Mike. Do you think if there's, and I think everyone acknowledges there's going to be pain. The question is we don't know how long, and the other question is we don't quite know if the benefit will be there. But if it takes some collective pain in order to bring, say, 100,000 jobs back to America, is it worth it, or do you think the short-term financial sacrifice? You think is that really worth it? I think that's the question, right?
Yeah, that is, and we don't know how long that so-called short-term situation is going to last. It could last maybe a year or long, but nobody knows nobody can predict the outcome of
that's right.
how long these tariffs are going to really affect us in the long run. It could be some that could be very drastically reduced. I mean, in the worst levels, and that's what's really kind of nerve-wracking to think right now for many.
Mike, thank you. That's exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah, we just don't know. We know that my personal belief is that using tariffs in a targeted way to try to bring some manufacturing back to the United States is a worthy goal. If you're targeted and you say, well, let's really focus on whatever, whether it's computer manufacturing, or you look at pharmaceutical manufacturing, or you say, we want to bring more automotive manufacturing back. All right. But when you do it across the board, sort of indiscriminately and saying we're just trying to even the score for people who've been screwing us, I just don't buy that there's going to be a payoff to that. And certainly that it's going to be worth this pain. I find that impossible to believe. Let's go to Tim. Tim's in Minneapolis on the CCO Talk and Text line. How are you, Tim, adjusting maybe your spending habits or your thinking with what's been going on the last couple of days?
Well, I haven't adjusted anything yet because it hasn't been affected yet. Granted, my stock market, I'm retired and my stocks are down, but I don't look at them but every quarter anyway because it's not going to make any difference.
Right.
But the prices are still the same at the grocery store. I looked at a car this morning. The prices were the same. They haven't put into effect yet. And I think everybody's maybe in a little bit more of a panic than necessary.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
No, I worry about that too, where a lot of this is, like I said, this is not real money for me at this point. Now, if you were looking to retire in 2 weeks, this is real money for you, right? But hopefully you've had some strategy in trying to reduce your risk and all of that sort of stuff as you get close to needing to use the money. But I understand, like, for some people, this is real money. For a lot of us, I just think it is that sense of unease and that uncertainty. And I do think that a lot of us use that to decide, should I go on vacation? Should I spend money? Should I wait and see? And waiting and seeing doesn't drive our economy very much, unfortunately.
And one thing, another, I was listening just this morning, and it was about the tariffs, and they were talking about Vietnam. And I don't want to hear, to me, it doesn't make sense. I want to know how much they're charging on our product in comparison to what we're charging on their product.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we have to discuss, because if they're charging us in tariff and we're only charging them 25, well, it's unfair in itself. I don't know. I worry about it all with everybody else, but I think we're probably jumping into a little more panic than necessary.
Tim, thank you. Appreciate the call and appreciate everybody who's reached out on this topic.